Time to get to know some new tight ends that are entering the NFL via the 2021 NFL Draft, and we're breaking them down with SI fantasy analyst Michael Fabiano. Fabs, let's just take a minute here before we get to some of these players. Rookie tight ends, when it comes to fantasy football, they kind of lack a lot of production where you want to actually go after and draft these guys. I understand you have some data, some stats based on some rookie tight end performances over the years.
So last year, Comet was the highest scoring fantasy tight end among rookies, and he didn't score 65 points. And since 2000, we've seen just 3 tight ends score more than 150 points as rookies, right? I mean, that's just not very many. And when you look at the top 10 point scorers among rookie tight ends since 2000, you're looking at guys like John Carlson, Timothy Wright, Jermaine Gresham, Tony Moiaki. Like, these guys aren't exactly the elite names in fantasy football at the tight end position. So I think one thing you have to factor in is that most tight ends are not going to make an impact until their second or third NFL season, although there is one player in the 2021 class that could break the trend.
All right, so let's talk about that one player. That's Kyle Pitts, Florida Gator. He certainly is getting a lot of hype after a great career with the Gators. What do you make of Pitts?
He's bananas good. When you talk about a player who is generational, who has drawn comparisons to Tony Gonzalez, who is arguably the best fantasy tight end of all time, this kid could be just amazing at the next level. He's going to have a lot of value in dynasty leagues. Now, in redrafts, you have to keep in mind he is going into his rookie campaign. But when you look at his numbers this past season, I mean, 770 yards, he scored 12 touchdowns. He's 6'6", he's 246. He's basically a wide receiver in a tight end's body. He's athletic. He's got good route running skills. He's got good hands. He's versatile. I mean, he can line up as an H-back. He can line up on the inside. He can line up on the end. He's just tremendous. In fact, Pro Football Focus graded him at 96.1. That's the highest grade they've ever given a tight end since PFF has been around. So, again, Dynasty League, he's going to be a first-round pick without question. In redrafts, and I don't typically say this about rookie tight ends, Bill, he's going to be worth a late round pick. And depending on where he goes, he might be worth more than a late round pick.
So Pitt's certainly the cream of the crop for this 2021 NFL rookie tight end class. What do you make of the tight end prospect from Penn State, Kyle Freiermuth?
Yeah,
Pat
Freiermuth.
Freiermuth.
That's right. I know it's one of those difficult names that you have to kind of work out a little bit. Freiermuth. There we go. Now we've got it. So he got hurt last year. He injured his shoulder. He needed surgery. So he didn't play in very many games, only 4. But he had 23 catches in those 4 games. And I feel like people used to call Travis Kelce Baby Gronk. And I think that's kind of an insult because Kelce might end up being better than Gronkowski statistically. But Freiermuth has been called Baby Gronk because he has a very similar skill set. He scored 8 touchdowns as a freshman. He found the end zone 15 times in his first 25 games with the Nittany Lions. He's really tough to bring down. In 2019, he broke 9 tackles on 43 catches. Like, this guy, maybe his ceiling isn't Kyle Pitts, but he is certainly a player to watch. And if he lands in the right spot, well, maybe he'll be worth a late round pick in redrafts. But Freiermuth is second, maybe a distant second, behind Pitts at the tight end position, but certainly a player to watch. And a couple of others at a very thin tight end class, Hunter Long out of Boston College and Brevin Jordan out of Miami, Florida. Miami, Florida has produced more than its share of really good tight ends in the National Football League. So Jordan could be considered one of those sleepers in dynasty leagues.
Yeah, and my apologies to the entire Freiermuth family for botching their name earlier. I'll never get it wrong again, I promise. Fabs, you got your rookie profiles and rookie previews for every position. We have quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends. It's a must-read for anyone in a fantasy football league, whether you're in a redraft or dynasty formats. You can check it all out from Sports Illustrated, si.com/fantasy.